The morning light filtered weakly through Aarav's curtains. Meera stirred beside him, still wrapped in the warmth of his arm. For the first time in months, she had slept through the night without nightmares. But peace is fragile, especially when the past refuses to stay buried. Her phone buzzed. Unknown number. She froze. Nothing. No words. Just a single image. A shadowy photo of her and Aarav from the park, taken without them noticing. Her stomach churned. Aarav noticed her pause. "What is it?" he asked softly, concern sharpening his voice. She showed him the screen. Aarav's jaw tightened. "Pack a bag," he said firmly. "Today, we end this." Aarav contacted the police, but he knew law enforcement alone wouldn't stop someone like Aniket. He prepared calmly but with fierce intensity. Keys in his pocket, a small backpack with essentials, and his unwavering promise. "No one will hurt you, Meera. Not now. Not ever." Meera hesitated, fear battling her growing trust and affection. "Are you sure?" she whispered. "I've never been more sure of anything," he replied, eyes locking onto hers. "And I need you to trust me completely." She nodded, finally letting go. For the first time, they would face the danger together. They arrived at the park where everything had begun, the place that had witnessed their first laughter, their first shared glances, and now, the culmination of fear and obsession. Aniket stood there, tall and menacing, the shadows making him appear larger than life. "You shouldn't have run," he spat. "You should have stayed with me." Meera stepped forward, voice trembling but resolute. "I am not yours. And I will never be." Aarav moved beside her, placing a protective hand on her shoulder. Aniket's eyes darkened. He lunged toward them. But Aarav was ready. Calmly, with controlled strength, he blocked Aniket, holding him back without letting him harm Meera. "You're done," Aarav said firmly. "Let her go." The world seemed to pause. Rain began to fall, soft at first, then in heavier sheets. Aniket's fury burned hotter than the storm. "You think you can take her from me?" he yelled. "You can't. No one can." Aniket pulled a weapon, a knife glinting in the dim rain. Time slowed for Meera. Fear clawed her throat. Aarav stepped in front of her, shielding her body instinctively. "Stop," he shouted. His voice carried both authority and desperation. The police arrived just in time, calling for Aniket to surrender. He hesitated, eyes flickering between rage and defeat. Meera's voice, trembling but strong, cut through the tension. "You will never control me again, Aniket. I am stronger than you." And with that, Aniket finally faltered. Officers rushed in. He was restrained, screaming threats that dissolved into the wind and rain. The storm outside mirrored the storm inside them, the fear, the adrenaline, the terror, but slowly, the rain softened, like the world was finally exhaling. Meera collapsed into Aarav's arms. I was so scared," she whispered, shaking. "You're safe now," Aarav said, cradling her. "You're safe. I won't let anything hurt you again." Her tears mixed with rain on their faces, and something unspoken passed between them. Trust. Love. A bond forged in fear and strengthened in courage. Later, as the rain eased and the clouds broke to reveal a pale sun, they walked to the nearby fountain. Meera stopped and looked at Aarav. "You stayed," she said softly. "You didn't run, you didn't leave." "I never would," he replied. The silence stretched, comfortable, charged, electric. Slowly, Aarav leaned in. Meera closed her eyes. Her hand found his face. The first kiss was soft, tentative, yet full of all the emotions they had held back: relief, fear, longing, and undeniable love. Time seemed to stop. The city continued around them, but for those few seconds, the world belonged only to them. Weeks passed. Aniket was behind bars. Life gradually returned to normal, but Meera and Aarav's bond had transformed. They met at the cafe, no longer strangers, no longer bound by awkward first impressions. Their laughter was easier, their touches lighter, their smiles freer. Aarav held her hand in the park where the storm had raged. "You know," Meera said, "I was afraid to love again. But you made me brave." And you, Aarav whispered, made me believe in something more than just plans and deadlines. You made me believe in us. They kissed again, longer this time, the city buzzing around them, the sun shining warmly. For the first time, they weren't running from storms. They were ready to face life, together. The rain had stopped. The streets glistened with the last drops, reflecting the sun's golden light. Meera and Aarav walked hand in hand, smiling. Not everything would be perfect. Life never is. But for the first time in a long while, they didn't need perfection. They had each other. And that was enough. Sometimes love begins in chaos. Sometimes it grows in fear. But the strongest love blooms after the storms collide. Like, share and subscribe for more such stories. Stay tuned to Silk and Shadows.